John, you've spent a lot of time filming amazing sea creatures. Tell us about the time that you tried to rescue a whale.
Yes, this was in the Bay of Fundy, which is off Canada, off Nova Scotia. And from a distance, we saw this black shape on the water. It looked a bit floppy. You get closer and you realise it's a whale that is almost dying, and a fin whale, which is a relative of the blue whale, so a massive whale. You can see its backbone because it's been starving, and then you realise why, because its mouth is full of net and nylon fishing lines of various sorts, which it can't get out of its mouth. In fact, there is a rescue program there, and the Canadians amazingly have a rescue ship which is on permanent patrol trying to help these animals, mainly with another species called the northern right whale, which is even rarer than the fin whales. But this fin whale, we tried to help it when we came across it. And actually, of course, being a film producer, I wanted to film the net in its
Horror of it, yeah.
yeah, because it would be useful, wouldn't it, to
Yeah.
to show people. It's very emotional, but it would demonstrate to people what our carelessness does, you know. Anyway, we wanted that shot very much, and we also wanted to help the animal. The captain I was with at the time had the licenses, and he had the ability to help it, so he went alongside. And he started. I hadn't noticed it until we saw this whale, but he had some very big buoys on the boat, maybe 2 meters in diameter, so they had a lot of buoyancy on them. And he started tying them to the cord that was coming out of the fin whale's mouth. I mean, it's not an easy operation to do. He successfully got 2 of them on. The idea was that, by the time you get about 6 of them on, the whale can't move, it can't dive, because of course it can't pull down on the buoyancy, and you need to do that to stop it, so that you can cut the lines. Anyway, he got 2 on, and of course the whale started stirring then, and immediately started to dive. It was frightened, poor thing, probably, and it started pulling down those 2 boys, and those 2 boys were tied off in their turn to the back of the ship, the stern of the ship, and it was only maybe a 50-foot motorboat, and it started to pull the whole motorboat down as well.
By the way, if you want to learn more about John's adventures, it's all in his new book, The Whale in the Living Room. So, John, tell us a little more about the time that you tried to rescue a whale.
Right, so we've tried to rescue this whale, and it's gone wrong. We're starting to pull the back of the boat down, the lines from the buoys that we've attached to the whale. And again, this captain was very clued in, because he knew what he was doing. He had actually had a machete out on deck, and he immediately took it and cut the lines. And
It's like a scene from Jaws. That
yeah, I know,
classic
it is.
backwards.
But he cut those lines, because otherwise, unintentionally, that whale would have taken us down as well. Now, we know that the whale would normally come up in about 40 minutes, so we waited for it, but it never came up. And we waited 2 hours, nothing. So I'm afraid that whale, probably that was its last dive. Even today, which is about 20 years later from what I've just described, people are doing that, and they're doing it more than ever. And there are also fishing associations in the area trying to clean up what they call these ghost nets, which really can kill these whales that get in their mouths and so on, as I've described. Still a dangerous thing, though. Sadly, I think someone was killed in 2017 trying to do a similar sort of operation. But it just shows also the hope that people have for trying to help the whales.
John, it's been fascinating. Thank you very much. The book is called The Whale in the Living Room by John Ruthven, Ruthven, pronounced Riven, but spelt Ruthven, and it's available on Amazon now.